Hi everybody, I had some people ask to look at my art journal. I haven't art journaled for a long time. Just got into it again. This was the one that I did before I moved to Alberta. So I'll just do a flip through and share what I've done. And this one is when I first got introduced to Diane's spray inks, the Dilutions. Um, these are really good. They work really well. But if you're going to use those, be sure that you have a water mister. It works best with those. Okay, I won't do too much explaining unless something really pops out to me, and I'll let you know. And I was starting to integrate some pictures in here, photos in my art journal. It's hurting to turn the page because I cut myself on my ninja blade. And I don't mean the big machete ninja blade. I mean the blender blade. I was trying to pull it out of the sink and didn't see it. So I cut my thumb. My page turner thumb. So I'm trying to look for the dates on these. I know I dated them, it's just a matter of trying to find them because I hid them. I put them away or tucked them in somewhere. I had somebody ask me who that was, that picture. Like, what? That's me. How old were you back then? This was last year. 2014. Again, Dilution spray inks. What I do is I spray one side, I spray the water, spray the inks, and slam my book closed, and then open it up. Use paper towel to wipe excess, and then you're good to go. These are stencils that I use. I really like this stencil, so I started working with it, and then I added some washi tape. And these are those Moonlight Jelly Roll pens. (2014). Oh, this one's my favorite. Lead not into temptation. Oh, who am I kidding? I know a shortcut. Boom. Ooh, this one I love. Same thing. It's a stencil with Dilutions underneath, and then the black spray paint over it. I mean, not spray paint, ink spray. Some of them I was just testing the mix of colors and testing stencils. So some are testing pages, some are just pages that I've done. This one's just ink, stamp, a stamp pad edged with some stamps. And there was when Chuck and I got married on February 14th. I became his missus. And this is when I ordered those stamps when I first moved to Alberta. Ordered Dilutions and tried them out. And I'm not really good at sharing pages and what you want to know, so I'm just talking as if I'm talking to somebody to share. If you want any ideas of what I'm doing or techniques, let me know. I'm not an expert, but I've been art journaling for a while. Though I'm a teacher and educator, I don't teach what I don't feel I'm an expert at. pictures from the internet. And there's me with my long hair. I really miss my long hair. This was in February 2014 that I did this one. Oh, this is so cute. These are my kids coloring. They each colored a head for me, and my little girl did this one. I stamped the image and she colored it for me. It says, "My baby's art journal with me." They colored the heads, the skulls, and then they placed them. She put it way over here. Why is that one so thick? Oh, it just is. Ouch. And practicing my lettering. Some pages are left blank because of the bleed through. See right there. So, and some just, when I sprayed this, I didn't see this butterfly at all. I just added it on after. I don't even know if it even made a butterfly, but I drew one. Attempted to draw one. Spray inks again, and there's that stamp. Stencil. I really like that one. This here is done with a Dymo labeler, the lettering. February 2014, I did this one. Butterfly. Is that really a butterfly? Umbrella. There's a tester page. I believe I was spraying punched out not flowers, punched out circle scallops and making flowers out of them. And I just used this page for that. Why? Because I can. Again, dilutions, ink, spray ink, stamps, and black Sharpie marker. I'm kind of a lady, but definitely more of a, I'm sure you can all read. I really like how this page turned out. These are just stamps that I cut out and glued and used matte medium to put it down. This was actually June 2014. A lot of dilutions and Diane Reesley stuff on this one. This one's just watercolor. Then I start getting sporadic with my posts and I'm trying to make sure. I'm doing this on my laptop because I don't have a proper thing to hold up my phone or my camera. I don't know why or what that is. Just a stencil, leftover ink. That's me. My Who Gives a Shit is broken right now. Oh, really? Look at that. My favorite page. This one was in June. An unfinished page, but oh well. Live my life. My rules, my way. Also done in June. I really like the color of this one. Just trying to get rid of pink on a stencil here. This is from Charlize from Head Start. I I was just getting into it again in March. This is March 2014. I was just getting into it and trying it out. I couldn't remember how to art journal. Tried to draw flowers. It was a bad day, not a bad life. I really had to learn that. Art journaling is so therapeutic for me. Makes me realize a lot of stuff that I went through and had to learn to get over and keep going. There's more in here. It's just that I didn't put these in order or anything. I just went with wherever the page opened. Leftover ink from a stencil, I just smacked it in here. I did that a lot in this one. There's another leftover stencil and spray ink. I was testing out the color. More leftover. This actually soaked through from this page. I didn't get to do much in this one either. I think this is when I started losing my creativity urge. Soaked through from this page. Too much ink in one and it's sprayed. Leftover ink from a stencil. Tried out some lettering from that book that I told you about, whimsical lettering, using my own writing. And a friend of mine showed me this totems that I never knew, and I related to all of these animals, which was so cool. Thank you for doing that for me and showing me. I loved it. I really love this art journal page. And what I did was I mixed a Prima Doll with a Diane Reevely stamp. Unfinished page. Looks so dreary, dark. You can tell the mood I was in on some of these, the colors that I chose, and then how it ended up turning out. But you can always turn it around and do something else to make it brighter. Leftover ink. Blank pages. Whoa, used a little too much on this one, I guess. I'm just turning more to the darker colors here. Making backgrounds, that's what I was doing. And I had a limited amount, that's all. It wasn't all about dark colors. This is pan pastel. It still comes off. And I did this like in 2014. That's when you need the fixative and spray it if you don't want this to come off. So I was just testing that page, and look how many years later it still comes off. Just kidding, I didn't do that for that. And that is it for the 2014. I did start another one. I will share with you when I get some done. Alrighty, you guys take care.